Good morning and welcome back to a new video. So I actually already filmed some stuff and then I realized I didn't do an intro and I didn't feel like doing a voiceover, but today's video is going to be motivational. I have laundry to take care of. I have some organizing stuff that I'm going to get into. My husband and I are trying to up our game in the kitchen, and with that requires getting more appliances. Like we want to get a deep fryer, and we want to get, we have a lot of stuff already. We have a food processor, a bread machine, we have an air fryer, we have all the things, and then we want some more. So if y'all already know, like that takes up a lot of space, and all the appliances, it just keeps taking up space in our pantry here. So I feel like our pantry is a little crazy. It's just like bread and items like that are thrown in. They just, it just is accumulating a lot of just messy areas now. And then down below we have all different things that shouldn't actually be in here, that are not food items, and they will not fit into our kitchen island. We do have a kitchen island, but I'm running out of space in there. And we have an air fryer that actually is too big to sit upright, so I lay it on the side. So I'm just gonna get into like organizing and stuff and just kind of cleaning up here and there. And like I said, I have a lot of laundry motivation. I hang laundry on my line as well, for now anyways, because I'm in Washington. It does rain a lot where I'm at, but if you need any kind of motivation like that, like better organizing, or at least motivation to organize or declutter areas, and maybe find different purposes for things in your home that you thought you might want to get rid of, but then you're like, well, I could use that for this until I get something better. That's kind of how I run my home. I like to reuse things, and I like to think outside the box. Not every closet in your home has to be for clothes. Preferably, yeah, in your bedrooms if there's closets. But if you have a linen closet, like for instance, like let's just say this, my linen closet is actually my baby girl's closet. I have extra shoes, clothes, and everything in there. She does have a dresser, but bigger items and things that she can use down the road, and diapers and just all the baby stuff, I actually use our linen closet that's in the hall for her. And in our bathroom we have like a cupboard, and I use that for all different kinds of stuff, not just for toiletries and everything else. So you could always use something for something else. Just because it's supposed to be, like a coat closet, doesn't mean you have to use it for that. So if any of that interests you, and that's why I do an intro, stay tuned. So let's get into it. Okay, so to start this video off, I'm moving the candle off the table. I'm going to be putting some laundry on the table, like separating the towels from just regular clothes, and then I will fold all of those. But I was thinking, I want this to be a cleaning video. I didn't actually want to film a cleaning video, but I needed to clean, stay-at-home mom life. And speaking of being a stay-at-home mom, I figured today's video would be a little bit different. I think I'm going to share some of my tips for stay-at-home moms, like some things I have learned since becoming a stay-at-home mom, because I was always a working mom until I had my daughter. Like, I have taken time off with both my sons. I have a 19-year-old, a 15-year-old. They're my kids. They're my kids. Oh my gosh, this is not gonna go well. They are my boys. I have been a boy mom forever. And then when my oldest was 17, I got pregnant with another one, which I didn't even know I could get pregnant anymore. Not that I wasn't told either way, I wasn't told that I couldn't, but long story short, I have a baby girl too. So I've raised one kid all the way up until an adult, and then I have a baby and a 15-year-old also. So it's kind of crazy, but I have been a stay-at-home mom over 2 years now, over 2.5 years now. And let me tell you, it has been a huge learning curve. I was one to kind of think that it would be so great. Like, it is great, but I thought it would be easy. I thought, like, how hard could it be to just hang out at home all day long, right? Well, even if all the cleaning and, like, if you don't care if your home is a mess, trust me, it will catch up to you, because I would, like, clean here and there, but it didn't used to bug me as much as it does now. And that's a good thing and a bad thing, because at the end of the day, if you were to pass away, would they be like, oh, she forgot to clean the bathroom this day? You know, it's stuff that doesn't really matter. It's not as big of a deal as you think, but it does, you know, it's good to keep your home clean. I know this voiceover is crazy. I could never do voiceovers, so bear with me. But if I had to share my best tips as a stay-at-home mom, this is more geared to like homemaking in a way, but I am a stay-at-home mom. So I actually have a list here. Number 1, find as much free stuff as you can. Assuming you're not working, because you're a stay-at-home mom. I'm not working. I do make money on YouTube now, but that just recently happened, and I'm not actually getting the money yet. So I'm making it, I just don't get it. But my whole home is furnished with free items, mostly free stuff. I find a ton of free stuff, and I know that's not it's not for everybody, and I know not everybody can find free stuff. I know different locations are better, obviously, but because I have had a lot of people comment, say like, wow, you find so much free stuff, like so much good stuff, and where they're at, they don't find anything like what I have found. So sometimes it's easier said than done, but you can, hopefully there's a thrift shop or something near you where you can get it for cheaper. You know, you don't have to always buy brand new. And so yeah, that is one thing. Find as much free stuff as you can and thrift everything to save money, from shoes and furniture, appliances. I've even gotten free paint, tons of free paint. I have made my own paint with free paint that I've received. I've mixed my own paints to actually like paint my kitchen. I've painted my kitchen multiple times. When it was green, I mixed that paint, and now it is like a grayish. I mixed that color. I mixed the color of my barn door. I have the same green that my kitchen used to be is in my bedroom, which you'll see in a little bit here. But anyways, the point is, like, so if you don't like something because of the color, you can always paint it, you know. And at the end of the day, even if you were to spend money on paint, you don't have to get like the most expensive type of paint, you know. And paint can be stretched so far, it's not even funny. And paint can transform something to look completely different. And if you're worried about things matching, then you can paint them. Or you can whitewash it if you still want it to look like wood, but you kind of want it to like all match. Like if you have a bunch of different types of wood, whitewashing helps kind of blend that, you know, wood color away, but you can still tell it's wood. But there's a tip. Basically, get as much stuff for cheap as you can, cheap or free. I've gotten a ton of toys also for my daughter, who's now 2. And free clothes. But anyways, another tip is don't get caught up with what everyone else is doing or things that they have. You know, the thing that may be the new cool thing. Chances are that in the long run, it won't be cool for long, and they'll always be getting the next best thing, which is great for them. But the thing is, like, joke's on them, because they just keep, basically, you're throwing money away. You know, you're buying something just because everyone else is buying it, like not because you actually like it, for one. So it's kind of like, just be true to yourself and buy things that you like. It doesn't always have to be the coolest thing ever that everyone else is getting. And for instance, like I film with my phone. I have never filmed on a camera except for a GoPro when I filmed a bike ride with me. I was riding my motorcycle, which is a Ninja. I did have a GoPro. It didn't work very well, but I still have the video up. But another thing is find things that bring purpose in your life, like furniture, books, like, I don't know where I was going with that one. I think kind of like, things that have uses other than just sitting there and like looking pretty. I know I do have some things, but I absolutely love them. But I have actually kind of steered away from just buying decor as much. Unless I can hang it on the wall, I don't actually have a ton of decor of like little things that like knickknacks, and that's not for everyone. It's okay. There are a lot of cute items in thrift shops. You can find stuff for free, like I said before, if that is more your style. Like either there's no kind of in between. It's like you either want minimal or a lot, it seems like. I don't know. But the whole point of that is try not to spend money on things that don't really have a good purpose. Like, because if you're spending money, especially on new stuff like decor, it's kind of like you're throwing money away that could go to food. You know what I mean? So just, you kind of have to make that transition. And eventually it doesn't feel as bad later on when you get used to just thinking like this could go to something better. Another tip is reuse what you have. Find other uses for things you already have, like this flagstone here. I actually dug all of that up. It was covered up, and I dug it all up and just laid that pathway to our barbecue station. And then my husband got a ton of free wood, which he's actually really lucky that he got all that wood because it's really, really nice wood. And he used it to build a barbecue station. He has a Blackstone in there, 2 smokers, a Weber. He's a huge barbecue fanatic. But and that thing right there that I'm trying to, you see the little weird blue bucket thing? And it looks like little bricks. That is actually a sandbox, and the lid is to my left. But I use that as a little shallow pool for my daughter. Right now it has a ton of grass in it, so I will be cleaning that at some point. Not in this video though, I did not get to it. But yeah, you don't have to use something for what it's actually like made for. You can just try to think outside the box. That was my next tip. Hi. Good morning. Let's get some clothes. Get some clothes. We're going to be outside today. Okay? We're going to have fun outside. Here we go. Okay. Do you want this? Baby. Mommy has to change her sheets, everything. A baby. So my next tip was think outside the box, and as in a sandbox could be a pool. I have actually taken some outdoor toys. I do this actually a lot now. But the first time I ever did it was a outdoor slide, and I put it into my living room, and my daughter loved it. And it was around the time that I got it for free, and it was an outdoor toy, so I put it outside at first, and then it just made me feel bad because she could never play on it, and that's kind of what started the whole thing. And it was great, and she was so happy. And yes, it was kind of odd. It was huge in our living room, but it wasn't too tall to where you couldn't see the TV. Like, it worked out. And as long as your kids are happy, I think sometimes it works to just use things in a different way or use them in a different place than they're intended. And there was a long time ago where one of my sons was supposed to do the dishes. The sink was full of dishes, and I was in a time crunch. I didn't have time to do them real quick, and so I needed to defrost meat, and I used a pitcher for like Kool-Aid, or not Kool-Aid, but like whatever drink you want to put. I used a pitcher that was pretty wide, and I put my chicken in there to defrost. Or you can use a large bowl or whatever you can use. You don't have to use the sink. Another tip is declutter what you hardly use. So not just things that you never use, but sometimes you just need to get rid of the things that you hardly ever use, because especially if it's something that you can buy for cheap, like later down the road if you really needed it. But half the stuff that I've gotten rid of that I hardly ever use, I have never went and bought again or looked for it again for free. No space is worse than an empty space or space filled with items to use or love, that you use or love. So I don't know. It's better just to get rid of stuff. Another tip is find furniture that doubles as storage. I know this for sure because we live in a small home. It is 1,200 square feet. It does look big because the dining room and all the way to the kitchen is kind of like a long room all together. But there's an ottoman behind me that you can see that actually opens up, and I use it as a toy box. And I have a storage bench that's by the front door that you guys will see later on. And I also put toys in there. My daughter has a ton of toys, and believe it or not, she plays with each and every one of them. And I did actually declutter a ton of her toys not that long ago. But yeah, she still has a ton of toys, and she just had a birthday, so she just turned 2. Another little thing that goes with that is dressers are not only for clothes. Okay, so we've had breakfast. We're actually gonna go outside, and anyways, we're gonna go outside. I've got to hang one more load on the line and throw some more. She's just shoving me around. Throw some more clothes into the wash, and then eventually those will go on the line, probably if there's enough room, or after I take the other ones off. They should be dry by that point. And I'm gonna kind of clean up the yard. There's just stuff everywhere, not garbage that I can see. It's just things that need a better home. So we're gonna do a little bit of a backyard clean with me right now, and that way it gets her outside before she goes down for a nap, which she probably won't actually take a nap until like 3 or 4. But anyways, we're gonna go outside. She has a lot of energy she needs to burn off. Okay, one strange tip I have is a lot of people I've heard like to light a candle after they clean their house. They like to enjoy a good smelling house, after it's already clean. Well, for me, I finally figured out what motivates me to clean is a house that already smells good. So I will light a candle before I clean, and that helps me get motivated to clean. And another tip is utilize your spaces. Now, I've already said this, not every space has to only be used for what most people would use it for. And that will bring me into the next part of this video as to what I am going to do with this coat closet. It's supposed to be a coat closet, but I will let you see what I'm about to do. And I am so happy I came up with this idea, and I hope this motivates you to utilize a space in a different way, maybe to make your home run better. Okay, so you guys might hear some games shooting in the background. But all of these bags plus 2 curtain rods. So I'm by the front door right now, and I got an idea. This shelf was in the garage. Yep. This little black shelf here was in the garage. I was thinking of getting rid of it. And this shelf has actually, like, if you've been here for a while, this was in the closet, but it was just holding whatever junk would end up in here. But I want more space in the kitchen, so I'm thinking of putting this in here and just putting like kitchen appliances that we don't use that much. on here, like we have this big one that can sit on the top of this. So eventually what I want to do is get more white wire shelves. They don't have to be pretty. I think those will work fine. Like wood would be nice, but those will work fine if we get like 3 more, and then we can use them for the same thing. But for now, this is what I have, so I could use this. So I'm going to clear out all of this. So the next clip you will see, this will be all empty, because mainly what was in here was the broom and dustpan. So I'm going to put this in the laundry room again where it used to be, and take all of this out. This is from her birthday. It's like all the paper and stuff that can actually go in my closet, so I can reuse some of the paper for like birthday bags or whatever. And then just other stuff that doesn't actually need to be in here, and we hardly ever get in here and use any of this. So yeah, so I can figure out another place to put all this stuff. And in here, minus the bag, is like dog stuff, our leashes and all the stuff for the dogs. So that's it. And there's my old purse that I was trying to find a while back. But, and I have, what, 2 mirrors on the side here, and our bear picture, and a pole for painting. So that's pretty much it. Some old pillows and other stuff. But yeah, I'm going to clear this out real quick. Okay, so it's actually the next day. I did clean out that closet. I'm going to turn you guys around and show you, and then I'm going to be putting some stuff in there and hopefully making more room in my island, which is what I need. You know, that will help us so much in the kitchen. And I want our kitchen to feel good. I want to feel good in the kitchen. I don't want to get in there and be like, oh, we don't have room for this, and there's no counter space or anything like that. And we need more appliances. So I'm trying to make room for those future things that we want. So let me turn you around and show you what I have so far. Now, just so you guys know, I'm not trying to portray that I have a perfect life. I went to bed with my home a mess. The couch, you know, I'm just saying, like, the kitchen is a mess. One of our lights in our kitchen actually fell out. We've got to fix that at some point when my husband comes home. I still have laundry I need to fold that's in a basket over there that you don't see, but I'm going to show you what I have so far. I wish the lighting was better, but so up there is just a bunch of empty bags. I have like Walmart bags, Winco. We love grocery shopping at Winco, and Walmart basically is like our go-to. So we do need all of those. We don't like paying for bags, even though we paid for all of those. How ironic is that? But they're reusable. It's fine. And then all of our dog stuff, which eventually will be going into my laundry room at some point. I left the hooks hanging, so that's basically all I have up there. And I do need to move that thing into the laundry room at some point today to hold the broom and dustpan. But that's what I have. I have it off to the right because I figured I don't want it in the center, and that will give me space for whatever. I have no idea what I would put on the side there, but I have a little bit of space. And then also, since the door opens to the left, I figured makes more sense. You know, you don't have to reach around a door to get into there. So I just tripped on this unicorn. Okay. So yeah, like I said, I have a lot of things to take care of in my home, but so that's what we're working with. Now let me show you the appliances, go grab some appliances that I don't want in the kitchen anymore. And so this is the whole thing. This is a coat closet, but for one, we never hung our coats in here. I did want this to be a cleaning supply closet, but I have way more things that could ever fit in here. So those things are now in the laundry room. The laundry room is another space I will be doing fairly soon, like redoing and revamping, I guess. Not makeover type of thing, but just reorganizing and just setting it up a lot differently. So my original plan, I was talking to you guys about it, was to put some shelves into the laundry room for the same thing that I want to do here. And then I was sitting here on the couch or something, I don't know, I was spacing out. looking around, thinking, brainstorming, not really spacing out, but I was thinking of utilizing spaces, like what could I do better? And this, we never get into it. It's not so much that the stuff in there isn't what we use, but the majority of the time we don't get in and grab anything but the bags that are up there. So I figured it does seem kind of strange because it's not in the kitchen, but guess what? The laundry room is farther away than this is to the kitchen. And I might still utilize the laundry room, like I said, but I hope this motivates you to like think outside the box and use other spaces in your home if that will help you with storage, even if it's not supposed to be that type of storage, So let's get into it. Let me show you guys all the crap I have. So here's our kitchen island. It's a small, 2 cabinet island. I got this for free on OfferUp a long time ago. Okay, that's besides the point. So I have a food processor that's all taken apart. I have a rice cooker in there and some trays and stuff. That's the only thing over here. And all of this always kind of gets moved around. Like that pot usually doesn't go in here, but that's what happens when kids don't know where to stick things, even though they do this all the time. Like dishes, There's our air fryer. See what I mean? I have to lay it sideways and it still doesn't like fit back in there because of the handle. And because it's too big. So it looks horrible. But oh my goodness. Hold on. Okay, so I took that out. That's one thing that I measured this too. This will actually fit in the inside of the cube shelf. But there is one thing that actually needs to go on top. I do want to put my crock pot on one of the shelves. And then I have a humidifier. I forgot about that. That could probably go on the top wire rack. That was for when my daughter was really sick at one point. She hardly ever gets sick, but that's why we have that. And then I have a little egg omelet thing, which that can go in a drawer. And I don't know why there's paper towels in here. So what else do I have? I don't know. Oh, well, one of those things that keeps coffee warm, and then that's it. So there's some of the things right there. So in the little cabinet that is right under my coffee machine, this is kind of what that's looking like. This goes inside of our pressure cooker, which is shoved way back there, but we use our pressure cooker more than the crock pot because my husband likes to use that thing all the time. I'm more of a crock pot person, but this can stay. The crock pot can go in the closet. This pot that was over there this is usually what I do. So this cast iron needs to go actually in the oven. I keep those in the oven. Oh, and we have a blender and some random mail that fell through our junk drawer. Hold on a second. Okay, so that's how I keep those, and that's fine. I'm not going to be organizing every, cabinet, but I just had to stick that in there. That was driving me nuts. Okay, real quick, I had to get dishes going. I do have more, but I'm going to do those by hand later. My daughter just woke up, and real life, these lights just keep falling out. These 3 anyways. So what my husband did is he's been using double-sided tape. These are brand new lights here, but I know that's not how you're supposed to do it. They weren't working, and he didn't want to like go through the hassle of returning them and trying to get ones that would fit because the little wire prong things were not working, and he did everything he could to try to make them work. So that's why you use the double-sided tape, but it's not that great. So he's gonna get more, and hopefully that will work. That's why I have those up there. But so from the pantry, I have this big bin that we keep Tupperware and stuff. My daughter actually just woke up, so I've got to grab her in a second. I took all this like party supply or like deep pans and stuff. I took that out. There's my cat. And I just took a bread machine, a coffee pot, and a like Ninja type cook thing. I don't know what it actually is called. It's like an air fryer sort of. from that spot. Look at that huge empty spot now. Like, all of this will go back in there. Hey, get down. I don't think so. So this will go back in there, and I'll probably organize that later, wipe it out at a different time because it does need to be cleaned and wiped out. But I have the bread machine. I have the Ninja coffee pot. I have this little thing. I'm just probably might get rid of that. It would be great for camping. So I could possibly put it up there where we keep some of our other camping stuff, in the cabinet anyways. And then I have the humidifier, the the air fryer, the crock pot, and this is the other Ninja thing that we have. So yeah, we have that, and this thing takes up a lot of space. That's what it looks like from the top. It's pretty big, and so is the bread machine. And then things like this, that's pretty tall, and so that wouldn't fit in the island, and I don't want to lay stuff on the side. So I want to utilize the island as best as we can without having to like put it in there a weird way to make it fit. So oh, by the way, that is the space I have in the island now, and some of this might go somewhere else now, who knows. But for now, that's the space I have, and I'm going to attempt to try to put all of this in that front closet area. Okay, so Jay is now awake, and I'm gonna start putting stuff into the closet, and hopefully it all ends up good. What are you come back here. You better come back here. All right, I'm just trying to set up my phone on this cute little tripod I found when I was decluttering. So it's always the best part about decluttering is not just the space you get, but the things you find. Okay, come here. Come here, baby. Okay, first things first, I'm gonna put this in there because I know that I want this on the top. Come here, honey. Next, my crock pot. Juliet!
You guys are seeing things.
Okay, air fryer. Watch out. Okay, bread machine. Should this go on the bottom? I would put this on the top, but that thing won't fit. Well. Okay. Here we go. Cute. Ninja coffee maker. Okay. Okay, let me step back. I am so happy that all of those things fit. And honestly, the humidifier doesn't need to be in there. That could go into her closet. But I feel like if we would get into here more often than we do there, like we'll notice it more. And plus, like, why not? It fits up there. So, but if we ever get anything else we want to put up there, I could put that into her closet later on. But I love it. I think it's a lot better, and I feel proud of myself that I actually thought of this, because otherwise all this junk would be in my kitchen taking up a ton of space. And yeah, I feel like I can't breathe because I'm so excited, and I had a lot of coffee. Okay, so I had to change. I'm still uncomfortable, but my clothes feel better. I just feel like I could use a shower. My hair is gross. But before I get to take a shower, I am actually going to, organize my pantry. I'm just so tired. I have a snack here and I've got to drink my coffee. You guys are sitting in my little window box or whatever you call it, but I'm tired. I'm tired, but I didn't do everything that I need to do. So I was just gonna leave it, but it's not gonna take that long. So I think I'm just gonna start by, I'm not gonna empty everything out or anything crazy like that. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just take all the stuff like the bread, just kinda, let's see. Actually, first I'm gonna take all the party supply stuff and put it on the island. I think that's a good start. And I do have a box of brownies here because I wanted to make some more brownies, so I'm going to put that on the microwave. So I'm going to take all the bread out. Tortillas, bread. Whoa, I have a bag that or a basket that I had onions in. I just spilled all the onion flakes everywhere. So, pasta. Dump this into here. And dump that in the garbage. Okay, so I don't know why. Oh wow. I have more bread up here. These can be thrown away. Paper towels. This can go up there. That is hot cocoa. This is Jace's. It's like a big thing of candies. What, baby? Okay, hold on. Take all this bread out in weird containers, like with little snacks. And tortillas. And now I can put the onions in this basket. All right, there's that. Okay, so this is flour. Okay, can't reach that. Flour, cornmeal. This big jar actually needs to go over here. Shove that back. Put those there in this pancake mix. Okay, perfect. Tortillas. These chips are stale. I don't know why they're in there. Okay. Hold on. Go with the flow. It doesn't have to be perfect, just has to be better. First of all, this is our spare stuff. So we keep spare stuff like syrups, ketchup, mustard, extra condiments or whatever down here. I'll go over this when I'm done, but I just want to straighten it up real quick. Okay, another tip I have is to take breaks any chance that you get. I feel like I've learned, well, for me, I feel like a lot of short breaks are better than just doing a ton of stuff and then finally getting a long break, because by that time I'm just completely worn out. And if I take a lot of short breaks, like, and that could be anything, even 5 minutes is better than just rushing through something just to keep, finding out that, hey, now you're not going to get a break until later than you thought, especially if you have a little baby or toddlers. Just stuff comes up, and I've learned it's easier for myself to take a lot of short breaks whenever I can, which also which also takes me into my next point, which is do self-care in chunks so you get to take care of yourself more often. There used to be so many times after my daughter was born, I feel like I have never had a baby. After having no babies for so long, it's almost like starting completely over again. It is, but it's also in the way of like, I didn't remember any of this stuff. And I know I didn't incorporate all of it because I never was an actual like stay-at-home mom. So it is actually very different than if you were the working mom, because your home doesn't consume you at that point. You just take care of like the minimal things that you do, and you're not there all day thinking about, what to do, and you get bored, and that's when you start doing all these things. But it actually is good because it makes you run your house better. But anyways, you could take a shower one day, and, maybe as women, like maybe you did not have time to do all the other kind of stuff you need to do in the shower. And so you have to do that another day, and that's 2 showers. But if you really needed to take a shower just to feel better, then that's okay. And maybe you can do your toes one day, or, I cut my hair one day, I took a shower another day, and sometimes it just ends up being like that. This can go in a jar. Old fish. These can go somewhere. Another little tip, and this might not work depending on where the toys would be, but do not pick up toys over and over and over again. I feel like, I don't know. I learned that sometimes it's just like, it's pointless because your kid's just going to take them back out. So a tip would be, don't worry about picking up toys until the end of the day, like until your kid goes to bed, or your kid can help you, obviously. Jalen's at the age now where she can help me with most stuff. And unless they're a tripping hazard or like in a walkway, don't worry about it. I mean, is it really a big deal? Not for us. And we're used to having toys all in the living room, and it's just life, and I'm living in this moment because I'm soaking it up. I don't know if this is going to be my last baby, and she very well could be, because I'm actually 39. So who knows if I'll have another baby. And I'm just lucky to even have little baby toys all over the place, but you definitely will save yourself so much time. All right, I need to take a break. I gotta find some jars possibly and see what I'm gonna do next. Okay, so it's kind of loud. I had to turn on the AC and I got the TV going, but I'm just gonna give you an overview real quick. Things I changed up is I am using this basket for my bread and putting my potatoes in that huge bowl back there. When we need that bowl, I guess we'll just have to find something else. So it's not like ideal, but it'll work for now. I mean, I could switch the potatoes into the basket. I don't know, we'll figure it out. And then this is kind of crazy looking, but basically the marshmallows are the most random thing here, but I have like oatmeal, cereal, it's breakfast stuff. So anything fruit related or snacks go down here. And then we have all the meats and stuff. Not all the meats, but like tuna and weird little meats, like the potted meat. And random things are the candy. And then our spare extra stuff we need. And then vegetables. And then up here we have so this is how I usually organize the pantry. I do it in zones instead of like all the cans in one area. That's why you see cans up here. I like to do, well, the olives actually should be on this side, but it's fine. Things for Italian food or like Mexican style food would go on this, just so it's easier for us to dig and grab for stuff, and we're not digging as long. And then up here is like all our spare flour and all the random things like popcorn. We have stuff to make, what are they called? Tamales and everything in the way far back. I don't know if you guys can see back there, but yeah, that's what I have. And I think So, and behind the Tupperware, there's nothing back there. It's just that big bin right here. So, that's what I have so far. And I could probably put all this stuff minus, so like this is garbage. This is garbage because I put them into a jar and that needs to go in the garage. But other than that, all the baggies and all the other things you see, this is going in the garage too. All the other stuff though can go into the island, and then this actually goes in that weird big Ninja air fryer thing. Okay, so I got some of the big things that I wanted to get done. I got them done, and that was obviously the pantry and all that, moving stuff into the closet and out of the closet. That was my big thing for today. But usually what I do, so when I have a list in mind or on paper of things I want to do, I always have the usual stuff, like stuff that needs to be done, like laundry and stuff, and vacuuming, floors, whatever. Things that need to be done, and things like that that don't need to be done, but I want to get done. Get out of here. And usually what I do is I get the things that I have to do done first, but I didn't do that today. And the problem with that is after you do the big thing, if you do it first and you're tired, it doesn't matter because you just got to push through it. So a couple more things I have to do is, this video is already really long, first off, so I might not film all of it, but I will like show at least before and afters. And so I've got to do the floors, and I've got to fold the laundry that's on the table. I just got done hanging some laundry on the line. I didn't clean up the backyard at all, so I might kind of make it look a little bit nicer, but I can't really do what I want to do with the backyard until the backyard makeover 7 is done, until I'm done in that little corner area with my she shed. And I will show you guys. Well, you've probably seen it. It's like a weird little hut looking thing in the back of or in the corner of our yard by the pool. But I'm gonna whip some stuff out real quick. I'm gonna show you what everything's looking like, the floors, and proof that there's dirty floors and laundry, dirty laundry, clean laundry. But, and then I will show you an after, because I don't want to take up space in my phone. But I'm gonna do it this way though, because realistically I'm in a new shirt, so I could have just filmed this the day before and you would never know. So what I'm gonna do to prove that it's the same day is open the pantry and show you what it looks like, and then don't cut the camera or do any editing, no cutting parts out. I'm gonna do it like that, you know what I mean? Like, you'll see. Okay, but also before I start filming and showing you, usually what I do is I get coffee, and I've already had enough coffee. So to wake me up in the afternoon, I do have a second cup of coffee, but I already drink it. So I'm gonna do some ice water. It's so good for you, and if you're feeling like you're in a slump, it's not so much that it's just the water, but the fact that it's cold water, it wakes you up from like the inside out. So I'm gonna drink this, and then I'm gonna show you, and then we're gonna get into it. Okay, first off, I do have Jalen laying down. I'm actually gonna flip the camera around so you can see that I'm still wearing the same thing. I just really like to prove myself. Like, kind of like, who cares if you don't believe me, but at the same time, I do care, because I don't want you questioning what I put out, you know, the content I put out. Okay, I'm in this paisley outfit. There is my pantry. The lights are still on the counter. So everything's the same. I will say though, I did not wash these yet. I don't know if I'm gonna, I have to do that at some point. But I also have to empty the dishwasher, and I'm just not feeling like it. I feel like, honestly, at this point, the floors are more important than that. So let's close this baby up and kind of back up. Oops, I just ran into a wall. Well, you guys did. Watch where you're going. Anyways, there's laundry. So this pile I have to fold. A lot of it's towels. It's really not bad. It's like, I took these off the line yesterday and did not fold them. So there's I think I took them off yesterday. Maybe this morning. I don't remember. It probably was yesterday. These are clean. I will not be putting any of this away, but I will be putting them into the clean laundry basket. Now another thing is, well, I might as well show you this just so you know. This is our laundry room. So there's a ton of things I've got to go through in here, but I do have this. It's not full enough to start, in my opinion. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but just so you know, there's nothing in the wash and nothing in the dryer. Still haven't hung up the broom and all that. This is all going to be probably for, like, maybe for another day because I'm pooped. I'm so tired. Well, let's just take you out. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll leave the yard until I do a backyard clean with me or something. I just feel like, well, I'll show you what well, first off, there's these, the bottom of that is somewhere. I don't know where. Oh. It's that pink thing over there. And then, we do have a weed eater here, but it's battery powered and the battery's not in it, just so you know. And I was more worried about this because when Earl had weed eated back here, because he did weed eat and mow, a bunch of grass got into this. It's a sandbox, but we use it for a little pool, and it's like super dirty. And then that too, and just like random toys here and there. Also, I forgot to mention, Earl found a free, it's kind of busted, the bar on it is actually busted on one side, but he found that down the road for free, and then I just hung these up just now. So yeah, so that's that. Okay. Oh, by the way, the flagstone, some pieces are looking kind of funky, but it is starting to like sink down, so that's nice. And let's see if you can even, I don't know if you can tell the floor is dirty. Let's try to, oh, come on, Jack. Come on. Well, let me bring you down to the floor. Okay, so there's like okay, see the footprints and stuff like that? There's grass and stuff everywhere. There's, I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to show you, there's like a lot of fur. Okay, there you go. A ton of fur everywhere. Pieces of whatever, more fur, lots of, gosh dang it, those balls I was trying to pick up yesterday. But it's just a mess. And some random stuff over here because I got to pick all that up because I've got to vacuum. Earlier, Jay did help me pick her little kitchen items up and put them in there. So just little things like that. Just pick up the living room real quick so I can vacuum and do the floors and all that. And I've got to let him in. The door accidentally closed on him. Come on. That was crazy. But anyways, I'm gonna do all that. I don't know what I'll show you, but I will definitely show you after if I don't show me doing any of that. So yeah, so there you go. I'm so tired. Okay. Whoops. I did mop. To me, it doesn't look good, but I've been mopping. You can come out here. Yeah, you can tell I mopped, but I don't know. I just feel like these floors are just, you know, they can only look so good. Like it doesn't look like a mop, but I mean it does, but it doesn't look good. But and all the fur is gone. Oops. It's found to come back at some point, though. Anyways, I think that's gonna be it for today's video. I'm beat. I'm gonna let the dog in so I can get more footprints. I'm gonna step outside for a minute. It's not actually helping. Kind of. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my god. This dog. Alright. If you guys enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave a heart down in the comments below. This dog can't make up his mind. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye. Okay. I forgot something. So one thing I forgot to share is this mirror hanging up here was in the closet that I decluttered in the coat closet. It does need a new paint job, but that's where it used to be. So I just figured I hung it back up in there. And then the other mirror and the bear picture and like my old purse and stuff, I put into my closet. Basically, most of the stuff went into my closet. Not like just thrown in there though. Like I put all the the bag filler, you know what I mean, the wrapping paper stuff. I can't think of what it's called. The stuff, the paper you crunch up and like it's all fancy floofy paper. I put that in a Walmart bag because we have a ton. It's fine. In my closet next to my other like birthday bags and stuff like that. So I did that, and yeah. So it's not like I just threw everything somewhere else, you know. So I think we're doing pretty good, but for sure the laundry room is another room that needs to be taken care of. But this is all indoor stuff. Like I have all year, you know, to do this stuff. And in Washington where I'm at, we're better off working out, doing as much stuff outside that we want to do like this time of year. So I want to get the backyard makeover part 7 out soon, but I don't know what video will be next. Maybe just a day in the life. I don't know. We'll find out. But I hope you enjoyed, and don't forget to leave a heart down in the comments below, and I will see you in my next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye. I'm so out of breath. Did I show you the clothes? Now I did. Okay, I did not have enough silent video clips to do the rest. There's only a few more things that I wrote on my list. I have way more tips. I probably make so many more videos talking about things to do with kids and actual stuff other than homemaking. But the other things I wrote down is, and I'm actually not a big fan of this anymore because, so it's make lists. Make a list of not only what needs to be done, but, and it's not so you won't forget. It's more like you don't want to tire yourself out all day long by trying to remember a ton of stuff. So the list could be anything that's like stressing you out, or things that you need to remember that you're afraid to forget. So you just keep reminding yourself, write all of that kind of stuff down, or things you need to do. I don't necessarily have a routine, and I know people are like, oh, well, you need a routine. And it's like, yes, I do. I have a routine that's not strict. I don't have to do things at certain times of the day, but I do have like a rhythm that I get into, you know, like I clean every day. I don't go a day without cleaning something. You know, there is a rhythm, and it just works for me better that way than writing things down and doing them on certain days. So, but yeah, that making a list of all the things that are just bugging you and stuff, kind of like a brain dump as they call it, it will make you feel so much better because you know that you wrote it down, so you don't need to constantly remind yourself or think of all those things. Yeah, you might a little bit, but until you try it, you won't understand. So just try it if you don't do that already. Another tip, take meat out to defrost, even if you don't know what you want for dinner. Just pick a meat. Pick a meat. You don't even have to know how you're going to cook it. Just put meat in the sink or a pitcher, whatever. And eventually, by the time, all the time that it takes to defrost that, you can decide what you're going to have for dinner. So there's a tip. That way you're not prolonging the process because you're like, well, I didn't know what to make, so I didn't take anything out. I learned that the hard way. And my last tip is do not only clean when your baby is asleep. I made that mistake for a long time after my daughter was born. I felt like I couldn't do anything if she was awake. But guess what? There's high chairs eventually as they get older. When they're in a high chair, you can do the floors. You can do little things here and there. That's usually what I do. I didn't have to do it today though because she was down for a nap by the time I got to there. Our other toilet is running. I'm in our main bathroom, but so it'll stress you out in the long run because you'll feel like stressed out that your kid is not napping and maybe they're not tired and you're so overwhelmed because you're just waiting for them to sleep so you can get stuff done. But I have learned that as far as like, I've learned to do things when she's awake. I had a playpen, and I also learned that she learns stuff, you know, when I'm doing things around the house. I know you'll feel guilty because you're like, well, they're awake and I need to spend 24/7 with them and entertain them and play with them, which is great. But it's also really good for your kid to see you taking care of your home. Not that they understand, but Jalen tries to sweep. Jalen has a little toy vacuum. She tries to clean. She goes into the kitchen, pulls the the kitchen rag that hangs from the oven, and she goes and wipes up the dog's mess with their water. She has been doing that for a very long time now. So it is very good and it's helpful, especially if your kid will follow you around. That might seem kind of annoying or like maybe in the fact that it's going to slow you down, and it will a little bit because you have to watch out for them. But you're telling them no a lot, but they're learning. And she just woke up. My husband's home now and he's getting her. But I think it's great because you will realize it's less stressful and you're like, I can clean it anytime. You know, you get to the point where it's just easy. You get used to it. And yeah, and then when they nap, if you're already done, then you can take a break when they're asleep, you know, or you can take a nap. I've done that before too. We've taken a nap together. So, but yeah, that is all the tips that I have for you guys now. And I hope you got some motivation from today's video, and I hope it made you feel good or less alone, hopefully. And if you enjoyed today's video, I already said this, but leave a heart down in the comments below, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.